Now, also in DC, President Trump saying that he might place tariffs on Mexico and Canada beginning on February 1st. These changes impacting a trade agreement crafted during its first term. Ron Kindred is the chairman of the Illinois Soybean Association, and he joins us to talk about what the treaty means and if tariffs could impact soybean demand.
First, can you just lay out what the United States Mexico Canada agreement or the USMCA agreement is?
Yes, it's an extension. Really, it was during the Trump administration. They redid the agreement between Canada and the United States and Mexico. It used to be the North American Free Trade Agreement, but it's just an agreement to have zero tariffs on imports, exports of our products here from the United States. And also, it works for both the other countries as well, Canada and Mexico. There's open trade, I guess, and it's there's no barriers, and so it allows our products to move freely across the border.
This agreement, from what I've read, is set to be renegotiated in 2026. But Trump has said recently, President Trump, I think on his first day in office, that there's a possibility that he might place some tariffs on Mexico and Canada, 25% tariffs. What would this do to this agreement in trade?
Well, it would be, it would definitely be devastating for U.S. soybean farmers, especially Illinois soybean farmers. We rely on Mexico as they're a good trade partner. They are the number two, I think, customer of U.S. soybeans, and Canada is number eight. So you can see it would have a huge impact on the prices that we get paid here because we feel like if they put a tariff on, it's going to restrict access to that market, and it will also encourage more for them to buy from South America. So, that's our big concern. Also, when you think of Canada, 87% of our potash comes from Canada. So, it would be a direct hit on the inputs that we have here on the farm. This could do a lot of damage, is what I'm afraid of.
Tell me a little bit about the soybean market right now. What's the reality of what it's looking like for you as an Illinois grower?
Well, the reality of the market, we've had a little bump here, which has been a pleasant surprise. They adjusted the production numbers just a little bit, but we trade partner is China, but then second biggest is Mexico, and that's just on the soybean side. You think of corn, and Mexico's a big buyer of U.S. corn, so it has an impact because most of us are growing both corn and soybeans, so it has an impact on us in both markets. And they I think the demand is good because the prices are lower. It's as the price of your commodity goes down, then demand goes up. So I think as long as we don't have any tariffs put in place that damage that demand, I think we're going to be okay. It's not the best. 2 years ago was much better on prices and our profitability, but I think if we can survive another year or two, then we're going to see these markets turn around.
If this agreement is going to potentially be reworked before 2026, is there anything that growers like you would be really interested in seeing or keeping it fairly the same?
I think our stance is don't do any harm. We think we've got a pretty good agreement here for our commodities to go across the borders back and forth, and we think it's working very well.